Okay, Miriam Makes asks, have you tried the Christian niche at all? And if so, do you think it's a saturated one? Parentheses, not sure if I can ask such a question. Of course we can ask such a
Yeah.
question.
No, yeah, I have plenty of shirts in there, in the Christian niche. I mean, I love Bible verse shirts. See, I love Bible verse. I'd have Bible verse on my shirts, but that's the thing. I don't even like the design that the Bible verses are on, but a lot of people do. It's just not the way I like it. But anyway, I do have some Bible verse shirts. I have other Christian shirts. Um, I don't think it's too saturated. Just depends on what you have. That's the weird thing. There's sort of I actually made a post on this on Chris Green's large merch by Amazon group the other day about how it's really been hard for me to differentiate what makes my popular shirts the popular ones. Because I have some shirts, and I did the math on that group, and I showed how I think 90% of my sales it comes from 10% of my shirts. I think is how it came out, and I couldn't really figure out why those 10% are popular. So if you just get one of those that goes, and I think it's probably the same categorically. So like the Christian niche, there's probably 90% of the sales comes from 10% of the shirts in that niche. So if you can get one of your shirts to be in that 10%, you're going to do well. But to ask me how to get in that 10%, I'm not 100%. I'm not confident. I can tell you ways I think that will help, um, which is some of the stuff we talk about in the course. But I can't tell you 100% confident how to get into that top 10%. But no, to answer your question easily, and no, I don't think it's too saturated.
Yeah, I have a few shirts with Bible verses on them, but for me it's interesting because I want the design to be so good. It's weird when you care really a lot about something. Like a Bible verse to me is, yes, not only is it sacred, but it means a lot too. It's deep truth, and so I want it to be represented well. So it's hard for me because that's when I probably will want $100 designer to, you know, to do something really amazing. Because the ones that I've come up with, as good of I actually have a degree in design from a long time ago and that kind of thing. But from my design eye, it's just like, oh man, that's not quite how I want it. It's not quite great like I want it to be. So that's a weird. That's just maybe just my own little weird thing about Bible verse shirts.
Well, I'll tell
Uh,
you how I do it, and I just get them to write it out like whatever font my Bible's written out in. I don't remember. I get them to write it out in that font,
okay.
and so that way it looks like a Bible verse, like you know what I mean,
Right.
written on
Right.
the shirt. And so that's what I meant by I don't really like the way it looks, but I
I
like the
see.
way I know I can see why other people like it, and I do respect the design. But it's just not something I would personally wear like that style. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I meant by that.
Interesting.